Hey gang, well, I got the rack emptied out. All the engines that were on the rack, well not all of them, but on the top rack are here on the table. And lost spark on this one, so I went through it and the plunger was stuck for the points. Got it freed up, set it down here, gave it a yank. No compression, nothing. So you guys have seen this before on other engines, but it happens on Wisconsin's too. So there's the intake stroke, right? It's pulling fuel in. I'm gonna run it down. We're gonna squirt just a little bit of LMT, PB blaster in a can. Small engine tune-up. Well, looks like they're just calling it small engine tune-up now instead of LMT, but it was LMT, lawnmower tune-up in a can. I'm going to spray a little bit down there. Both sides. Obviously running right out. Let's go ahead and run it over again, and we'll throw a little bit in the intake as well. Oh, I caught a magnet with the can. Alright. And getting these things loose is pretty easy. Let me get you clamped down here. Let's see, I want to do this in one take, so let's come over here to this engine. That's good enough. I'm using a teeny tiny little 12-ounce brass dead blow. Okay, first I'm going to try this way, and it may just pop right down, we don't know, but if it doesn't, then we can come back at it with the brass. Let's give her a tap. Well, it's moved a little bit. Move a little more. There she went down. Let's run her over, bring her back up. She's going to be stuck again. Stuck again. Well, I went down with one hit that time. We'll just keep doing that, lather, rinse, repeat, until it wants to go down on its own. I'm just barely tapping it now and it's falling. When I see the exhaust valve coming up over here, I know it's safe to give that a tap. I'm just going to give it, see if I can't get it to twist a little bit. It just moved on its own that time. Yeah, it's twisting on its own. I don't know if you guys can see that clocking or not. Yeah, it's twisting on its own. Okay, good. I can use my hand to get it down. And the valve, it's rotating the way that it should, so. Just with one finger, so we're getting there. So I'm going to keep doing this till we get that loosened up. And bad Zippo, let's start off with that. See, because none of these engines have been started in, what, 2 years maybe? And shame on me. See how dusty this greenwood is? Can't hardly tell that it's green. I kind of left fuel in them. Shame on me. So I didn't try to pull any of them over. They're all siphon type, and the fuel was shut off on this one. But the rest of them siphon. They pull the fuel from the tank that's below them, except for this one and this one. Did I empty it? Yeah, I emptied that one out. This one, I did not turn the fuel petcock on before emptying it out, obviously. So after I get done tinkering with this one, I get it buttoned back up, put back together. I'm going to see about getting all these guys running. The last one I think that I ran actually was this one, the old WI that I got from my buddy Barney. I think that was the last one. That was the last time I ran one. It was when I got a carburetor for it. So, did I check that tank? Yeah, that tank's dry. So we'll go through and start all these. No, I take it back. Last one I started was this one. I remember pulling it down and starting it. But we're gonna see if we can get the two 5S's to run. And then this is a Sears badge, Sears 500. It's not a reduction gear, which is like a W or a WI, something along those lines. And when we come over here, this is a WI. You can see how similar they are. They're very, very similar, with the exception of the carburetor type is just ever so slightly different. And the difference is this one has the air cleaner in the choke, and this one just has this cap that chokes it. But other than that, these are the same. And then we come over here to this one. This one's actually a really small 4-bolt, and this is another Sears, and it's a reduction gear also, 6-to-1 reduction. And then the old 7¼ horse Wisconsin. So let me mess with that valve a little bit more and change the battery in my camera because I forgot to charge it the last time. And we will return with this one down here, since my engine stand is occupied and I didn't plan it out well enough to get the engine off the engine stand. So I suppose I could move the car out of the way and move the hoist over and grab it, but we'll just muddle through with starting them down here on this. So anyway, I'll be back. Alright, we got her all back together. If I remember right, this one's kind of cantankerous when it starts, but we'll see what we get. Got that valve freed up. Filled the fuel bowl, and then I shut the hose tank off. I've got the regular tank disconnected. Let's see what we got. Gotta love rope starts, right? Okay. Choke. How many pulls do you think? How about one pull? Shroud's obviously hitting. Let me see if I can't move it back a little bit. Can't believe it fired first shot. That's unusual. Ugh. Am I? Ready? Go again. 3, 2, 1, contact. I don't know where it's hitting. That tab, it might be this tab back here. Try her again. So we can call that 1 pull start, but it didn't stay running, so that's 2. Here comes 3. Call that a win. That's 1 down and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to go. I better get busy. Be right back with another one. Alright, well here's engine number 2. Engine number 2 doesn't have spark. So I already popped the flywheel off. Let's see what we got there. 1/4 inch. Get those off. Just run a little bit of abrasive paper over them. When they sit for a while, this happens. Everything looks good and clean under there, but we obviously have points that have just been sitting without being moved for a really long time. Just drag a little bit of 800 grit emery paper through them. And when you've got the points under the flywheel like this, and you want to be sure that you've got them good and clean before you button things up, there's a quick little easy way that you can do that. I'll show you that here. Just a little bit of a cheat. You just partially assemble. Just leave your cover off. Set your flywheel in place. Move that to where we're not going to be fighting the magnet to get that on there. Set the flywheel on. You can use your washer if you want to. Don't worry about putting the cage or this cup on there. Now remember, these are left-hand threads on these old engines, so you have to do things in reverse. You just snug it down, and you can give her a twist over with the plug out. And inspect the spark. Yeah, I'm going the right way. tighten this nice and tight. Reverse it and spin that engine over and see if I can't see a spark. I need to use a drill. That's not a drill. Well, that's a drill. Alright. Let's run her over. I know you guys can't see the plug, but I can. I see no spark. That doesn't mean that this plug's got quite a bit of carbon on it. Let me clean the plug. I'm going to clean the points again until I get spark back. We'll throw her back together and see if she'll run. But that's a quick way to get in and out without having to assemble everything, disassemble everything, assemble everything, disassemble everything. Just quick, easy way. Yeah, it took a couple more cleanings, but finally got those points cleaned off. We got a nice good spark. Ice cold. I have not started it, and as much as I turned it over, maybe I primed the carburetor. Well, we shall see here momentarily. Everything on my way. Choke is on. Oh, it popped. And I do need to move. Cart out of the way, so I just whacked my knuckles on it, and I thought I was clear of it. Let's try her again. Oh, another pop right there at the end. These engines run so nice. Let me open that up just a hair. So nice. I like these old guys, so I'm not spending too much time on every engine. We will now pull that one out, pull it over here, see if we can get that one running, see if it's got spark. Is this a red block? Yeah. I've had this one, oh Lord, 15 years, I guess, somewhere around that area. Yeehaw, yeehaw. Alright. Let's see if she'll restart. Usually after they start, they'll restart with just like half a wind. Yep, and it did. Alright, let's get the next one. Alright, we got 5S number 2 on the bench. It does still have spark. Yay. I put this clamp on the wrong way. I put it on for knuckle buster. I don't want a knuckle bust. Alright. See what we get. If I remember right, this one smokes a little. Haven't heard it pop yet. Sounded like it drew fuel in. There's the pop. After these old guys pop, pull that choke out just a hair so it'll breathe a little better. They'll usually start. One more throttle. So quiet, such nice little engines. I'm not counting, you counting? Well, we may have lost our prime. Give it a little dribble. Just open it all the way up. Alright, we won't open it all the way up. Come on now. Everybody wants to see you start. I'm getting tired of pulling. Almost. Let's try it again. Ah. It seems like it's just running off the prime and it's not pulling fuel. Pretty sure I have enough in there. Should be. Prime again. I'm getting tired of pulling you. It's entertaining everybody else though, watching Zippo work out. Right? I said, right? I don't think it's pulling a prime. We can do this without loosening the flywheel nut. There, we pulled the prime. Ah, really? that's going to be a carburetor out and carburetor clean out, looks like to me. So we're not going to do that. We know that it runs. We heard it, right? You heard it. I heard it. We can, however, just pop the needle out. See if we can't coax a little bit of... Oh, we got some junk. Ha ha ha. You guys see this green stuff? That'll keep it from pulling anything, won't it? Be very, very gentle if you're going to use a wire brush on these. Alright, arrow. That's what I get for not pulling them down every 6 months and giving them a run, you know? A little bit of air, just nice and gentle like. Alright, you guys couldn't see it. I saw a little bit of weeping around the gas cap. Just stick the needle back in, give her another try. What do you say? Not even going to clean it out in there. There we go. Maybe it's just going to keep running this time. Usually doesn't take much to get these guys to go. It's a little on the iffy side. Let's open that up just a hair. Start her up again. See if she'll rope start this time. Keep going. Yeah, this is the smoker. I don't know if you guys saw that or not. Get a little bit of smoke coming out there. Yeah, opening, I only opened it maybe 1/8 of a turn. Now it's doing good. Alright. 3 more to go. This is going to be a long video. That or I'll break it down into 2 parts. Such sweet running little engines. Yep, I dig them. And I did empty out the other 5S, so I'll empty the gas tank out on this one too. Let's get to the next one. Alright, yeah, not as much dust on it. This is the Sears Model 500 96813 or L3? 13. And then serial 341 810. horsepower tag is not marked. I'd prime the tank in hopes that it primed the carburetor, because this is a full suction carburetor without a fuel bowl or anything like that. It is that little guy right there. Very, very simple carburetor. And it is a set speed, so there is a little dial knob right here where my finger's at, and this right here is the tab that opens and closes the throttle. Right now it's at idle so that I can set it at an idle speed. So let's see if this thing's going to start. I know this one's a smoker. I'll move that drawer or that will hurt. And I don't remember if I said, I already checked for spark. I'm feeling this is going to be one of those I'm going to be yanking and yanking and yanking and yanking on. Oh, maybe not. Come on. Keep it going, keep it going. This one's a little tappy. This one was repainted, it was not rebuilt. We've already got smoke coming out of it. Increase the idle a little bit here. But I picked it up for $35 in the condition that you see it in already on the board. Yeah, I don't know if you can see the smoke or not. This one vibrates a little bit more too. But there we go. We just have 2 more to go. So let's get them on the bench, see if we can get them started. Alright, we're on to the next one. This one is a model WI. Only this time, I think we have a stuck intake valve. So, let us delve into it a little deeper. Hang on, let me reposition the camera. Alright, don't know what the camera did that time, but let's get the head off. I don't know if I recorded that or not. We have a stuck intake valve. Thought it was the exhaust valve, so I popped the muffler off, but it's moving up and down just fine. So it is not the exhaust valve. Nice thing about these old engines also is because of the type of head gasket they have, they're pretty forgiving as far as head torque. Whoops, wrong one. Nice little 12 ounce. There it went. And you don't have to pull the blower housing off to get the heads off of these either. And it is a cast iron head, not an aluminum head. The 5s, 5S's, 6S's, you could get aluminum intakes or aluminum heads as well as. Oh. You need to go ahead and pull that one all the way out. There we go. Now we'll pull them all out. They're all the same length. No, we don't. Well, I had no compression unless that thing decided to fall while I was messing with it. Up, up. Yeah, see? It's just barely sticking. Now it just dropped, it's slowly dropping back down. So it's just sticky, not stuck, sticky. That cable in the way. Can you see that right there? Watch. It'll just go down real slow. See how slow it went? Ouch. Well, I wasn't spinning that over fast, it just got a charge. We'll give it a little spin. There. Let's run it over with the drill a little bit. That's better. Okay. Now we'll stick the head back on. Don't worry, I'm just going to gently run them down, then I'll use the old brain torque wrench to torque them, get them all about the same. Then it should start. Nice and slow and easy on the trigger. Come back here. Will you quit? That needs to go over this way. Alright, we'll give it the old clickety click. This one didn't seat all the way. Alright. Click. 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 Last one. Click. Now we can try to start it again. Give it just a little taste of fuel here. The rope. 3, 2, 1 contact. Is it going to start? How many pulls? This one actually surprised me the last time when I first got it running. It fired right off first lick. See if it does it again. Here we go. That would be a no. Give it a little bit more air, a little less choke. Might help if I put the spark plug back on. What? You guys are supposed to be paying attention. How many of you were yelling at the screen? Zippo, spark plug, Zippo, Zippo. Don't forget the spark plug. See, I expect you guys to listen to me, but I just don't listen to you, and I am so sorry for that. Let's try it again. We're going to start this pull stuff over. Start number 1 with the spark plug wire on. Heard a pop. Open that choke just a little bit. It's a weird sound. That was a little better. Are you going to start or no? Let's take that main screw out. And see if we got green stuff on that. We just have one more to get running after this. And I know it's cantankerous. See what this looks like. That actually doesn't look bad at all. And just a little bit of air in there. Well, I heard air go to the tank, and I heard air coming through the intake, so we'll run that back down to the bottom and then back it back out, turn and a half, and see what we get. There's bottom, there's half, one, half. Give it another little squirt. Full choke. Try it again. And if it had pulled a prime, I just pulled that prime right out of it by blowing in there, so. Dingity ding. I think I got something in the mail. Pretty sure that's what that is. Let's try the drill. Take the easy way out. Another one of those nice quiet running ones. It's funny, the prettiest engine that I've got is the worst running one. Yeehaw. Oh, too much. There we go. We have one more to go. Let's get her going. All right, we're finally on the last one. Quite a bit of time has elapsed. In fact, it's after 6 p.m. now. I had to make a starting handle. So I went over on the mill and made this. I still have more to do. But for now, I can start this engine using this and a screwdriver. So, let me get the bigger one out. You guys will see how I start it here in just a second. Full disclosure, I've already had it running, but just for a second, you can see I'm holding the muffler. I didn't expect it to start. I just wanted to see if I could roll it over fast enough just using this, and it decided to start. So this is how this one starts. There is no pull start on the front, no capability to start that on the front. It's done at the back of this pulley with 2 pins in it, and it's a 6-to-1 reduction gear. So let's see if she'll start. You ready? Spin it up at probably 1,400-1,500 RPM, but I feel like slow it down. I slowed it way down, didn't I? Now once it warms up, one of the neat things about it is things get loose enough in there. You can usually take a hold of the pulley and start it by hand. And it's probably running itself out of gas right now. So, but there you go. That was the last one. We got the last one running. Whew. Been a long day. All right, that's it. Friendly Neighborhood Zippo. We did a whole bunch of old start, cold starts, and had some interruptions that slowed me down too. We almost got excited. A 12 horse Kohler came in that was being disassembled for scrap, and as soon as I looked at it, I said, it's been overboard. And there's a bunch of carbon on top of the piston, and Dave was like, well, how do you know that? I said, well, I can tell by looking. The piston's bigger than it should be. And he said, there's no way you can tell that. I said, all right, well, we'll take the piston out and clean it off, and we'll check and see. 20 thousandths over. He says, I do not know how you could tell that difference just by looking at it. Well, I messed with that other one long enough. I could just tell that piston was bigger than what it should have been. So I did get my bore gauge out and showed him that it was a 20 thousandths over bore. No big deal. I've got a 20 thousandths over 12 horse piston and connecting rod, so that can go in the part stash. Plus I have smaller, see that's a 7 or 8 horsepower, 20 over. That was the other one that I had over here. It's quite a bit smaller, but should be getting head gasket soon to stick on that and see if we can get it running. But we had a bunch of old start cold starts, and these things been sitting for a couple years. Had a little growing pains with some of them. This one had sparked right off the bat. All I did was add fuel to it and spent, I don't know, about 40 minutes milling that out, so that and the reason it's got these 2 notches here is the keyway is right there, but my pins are here and here. That way it doesn't matter which way I put it in, that little slot right there is going to clear the keyway and not interfere with the keyway. So I'll get around to making a handle for it so that I can actually just take it and crank it over the way that it's intended. But I'd been meaning to make that for a good long while and finally got around to it. But there we go. There be the last of the old start cold starts for this video. And I may or may not split it into 2, like I said. So this is either going to be the end of part 1 or the end of part 2. But in any case, if you guys like this, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, feel free to give me 2 thumbs downs. I don't have a problem with that in the world. It's your friendly neighborhood Zippo. If you're not subscribed, please consider doing so. Catch y'all on the next one. Later. I'm out of here.